midweek technical analysis video. We're going to jump straight into things here. So as you know, this blue vertical line represents the last point in which we left off in our last technical analysis video. I'd also like to clear one thing up. My mistake. I assumed this the NFP news release was going to be on the Friday on our last end of week technical analysis video. However, I didn't realize that it was actually this week. Normally it happens on the first Friday of each month. But this month is a little bit different. So yeah, apologies for that. NFP is definitely this week. I've checked the economic news calendar and confirmed that it is definitely this week. So yeah, let's jump straight into things here. So as you can see, this start where we last left off, as you can see, price found resistance at this level of around 2657. Price then staggered around this level on the lower time frames, which I'll show you now. As you can see, we had that bullish triangle where price came up to test where we just spoke about at around 2657 level. Price found resistance and then dropped down. We first originally tested the 2645 level as a support, with price breaking up to these lower levels, testing this previous support as a resistance, giving us a break and retest pattern, and then price fell even further, coming up to test the 2645 level. Price then continued on bearish. Came back up again to test that 2645 level one more time before we saw some bearish momentum on the markets open today. If I go ahead and go to our hour one and grab ourselves a path, as you can see, this is what's happened roughly. Had some consolidation around that 2640 POI. Came up to test that 2645 level again, and we are now where we are now, at around 2631. If I go ahead and go down to the lower time frames, actually, we can have a little bit more to mark in. As you can see, we have this this bullish flag. Price came up, tested as a resistance, dropped down to test 2645 as support, tested the minor level of 2651. Came back down to test just closer to our next point of interest, and then price came back up to 2645, and then like we said, we had some staggering consolidation. Price was just sort of testing around this 2640 level. We came up to test that level one more time, and then we had the final bullish retracement before we saw this big drop down to around 2625. As you can see now, price is bullish, or it is turning bullish out of this bearish trend, and as you can see, we are nearing to our next point of interest at around 2635. If I go ahead and delete this path now and go to our daily, just have a little look. Obviously, as you know, the distance between this technical analysis and our last technical analysis, there isn't really even 24 hours of trading time between them. However, we still do mark up, because that last day, what does happen is very vital to what happens and what we can not predict, or what we can see most probable for this next week. Weekly is the same thing. Not much to mark up. We haven't had a full week yet. The end of week technical analysis videos are a lot better to look at the higher time frames, as we have more to mark in. But as you can see, price is nearing to our 2635 point of interest. The most likely thing that we're going to see today, obviously after this bearish drop down and then this test of support at around 2625, is a bullish continuation, with price either testing the 2645 level, which was the start of this steep bearish drop, or surpass through this level to touch around 2655. That's one possible scenario that we could see. Looking at that on the hour one, it is a big move. However, it is definitely probable with the positive economic news events that we have taking place today. But as you know, anything can happen in the markets. We could just see a complete bearish continuation. The bearish continuation that we could see is we could see price to come to test here, or even to this level, before price then breaks down even further, near into that 2605 level, which we know to be a major support, holding price up above those 2500s levels. If we see this bearish continuation, price will most likely break into those 2500 levels and continue on bearish for the rest of the week. As you can see, today we are down 0.24% for gold. But yeah, we are definitely going to keep our eyes on the market and give you guys little updates throughout the week. As you know, our midweek technical analysis will be a write-up, and we will follow up from this technical analysis and explain what has happened since then. But as you can see, we are testing this area now of 2635, which, if I go back you can see that it's a point of interest and a point in which the market does definitely test out. As you can see, we had a resistance here, support here, and if I continue, you can still see the same thing where it's a very strong level. So yeah, that's the sort of probable moves that we could see today. We could in fact see a consolidation sort of play. We could just sort of see these two levels consolidated between maybe some liquidation pools to around here and like that. But we most likely will see a move to either the upside or the downside. So, but it is still possible for price to consolidate throughout this week, at least today, while it makes its mind up. Obviously, like, we actually have NFP this Friday, so stay tuned for that. Obviously, we will post our technical analysis video for the end of week before the NFP news release, and we'll go over what we could expect during that event. Again, apologies for the apologies for saying that it was last Friday. The NFP, if you lot know, is normally on the first Friday of each month, and it was my fault not to check the economic calendar just to confirm. Sort of got a little bit of PTSD, if you will, now, so I will definitely be checking the economic calendar beforehand, recording these videos. But yeah, that's going to be our start of week technical analysis. We're most likely going to see some consolidation within the gold market before we see price decide where it wants to go. Obviously, we have some positive, or there should be positive new economic news events taking place today, which should help the price of gold raise. So yeah, bullish is slightly more probable, but as of right now, the best thing for gold would to be consolidating, give us some more confirmation so we can decide in a better way and decide more confidently where price could potentially go. Yeah, that's going to be our start of week technical analysis video. I know we had a decent week last week. I think we secured just over 500 pips, so another good week. I think we finished the week with just one stop loss, with an accuracy of around just over 85%, or it might have even been just over 87%. But yeah, we had a good week, and we're hoping for another one this week. Make sure you stick to strict risk management, follow our trades as you wish, and yeah, good luck this week, traders. I will catch you on the end of week technical analysis. Stay tuned for the write-up technical analysis on the Wednesday. That's been me, Gold Signals. Have a good week. Peace.